What's good everyone, it's Kajani with an overview of all things crafting and gathering listed in the patch 6.3 preliminary patch notes. There's a lot of good stuff to go over, so let's get started. First thing listed in the patch notes is that players can now dive in Upper Linosia. Approaching the water will allow players to swim, and diving will become possible once special conditions are met. For all my fishers out there, be sure to check it out because there will be some new fish to catch to add to your fishing log. For all the work that I imagine it took to create this diving location as well as add teaming nodes, I believe the developers will be giving us plenty of reasons to come back here, and that could be by including fish that we would need for culinarian recipes or for a custom delivery client. Or we could see them add this Loch Ness monster minion to a teaming node that you would have to spawn. That would be much better than the likely scenario of it being a submersible reward that a majority of the player base doesn't have access to, but I digress. As far as the special conditions that need to be met, you don't have to do anything crazy. You get the ability to dive underwater at a certain point in the Stormblood story. As long as you met that progress point in the story, feel free to dive in. Moving on, in patch 6.3, we will be getting another custom delivery client, and it appears that the NPC to unlock the custom delivery will be this cute, fluffy little sheep. I can't say that I was really expecting Andon's storyline to start off this way, but when there's pixies involved, it's probably best to just go with the flow. Overall, custom deliveries are easy and free ways to level your crafting and gathering classes, so be sure to take advantage of them. Even if you have your crafters and gatherers to level 90, doing Andon's custom delivery should be worth it solely for the story. Additional information has been added to journal entries for the Crystalline Mean and Studium delivery quests. Quests requiring the procurement of fish now display fishing locations and the bait required. Furthermore, quests requiring collectibles now indicate the necessary collectible rating. This quality of life update is going to make it a lot easier to complete the fishing quests for both of these quest lines. If you haven't done either quest line, you really should, because you are missing out on some quality storytelling. At a minimum, please do the Crystalline Mean storyline. This is because it is a requirement to do the first step of the Endwalker Disciple of Hand and Disciple of Land relic quests that will start in patch 6.35. As usual, we will be getting an assortment of new indoor and outdoor furnishings. What really stands out to me is that water partition in the back. That should be really popular if you're looking to make some guild selling furniture, and the outdoor furnishing with this water otter fountain. One of my biggest gripes about the Island Sanctuary version of the fountain is that no one but my closest friends will know that I had one. With this, at least I can throw it on my front yard. Hopefully, crafting this version will not involve expert recipes, but we'll see. In 6.3, there will be a new aquarium fish. I figured this fish would be something caught out of the new teeming waters because honestly, I've never seen it before. However, after speaking to one of my friends, this aquarium fish is most likely a coral manta. The coral manta is a rare fish that can only be caught during a spectral current on a specific ocean fishing voyage. I put the information on how to catch a coral manta in the description of the video. We're also getting a new seed for flower pots. Besides being used as indoor decorations, the flowers that are grown from these seeds can be used to craft glamour items. If glamour is your endgame, be sure to visit any of the NPCs listed in the patch notes so you can start growing these seeds on day 1. This is the new crafted gear that will be released in patch 6.3. It looks really clean and professional looking. I would have liked to also seen the gathering set as well that we'd be getting in 6.3, but I can wait a few more days. The option to display only recently added items has been added to the script exchanges and sundry splendors. Select show only recently added items in the shop window to apply this filter. This filter is literally on every other NPC in the game. I hadn't realized it wasn't on the script exchanges since I usually know where to go to get what I'm looking for. Sometimes the devs sneak in new items like the Major General Cushion that was released back in patch 5.5. With this option, you can now discover any of the new items so you don't miss out. Moving on, we have a new quality of life addition for custom deliveries. Starting in patch 6.3, at least 2 NPCs will have the bonus deliverables for each category, and that's going to include the crafting, gathering, and fishing categories. This is a welcome quality of life addition because sometimes you wanted the bonus either, let's say, for crafting or gathering scripts, but only one or sometimes none of the NPCs were offering the bonus that you were looking for. They are also making it easier to complete fishing custom delivery requests by adding an option that tells you the preferred bait and fishing hole locations. Honestly, I often skip the fishing custom delivery requests because I don't remember where some of the old fishing nodes are. New miner and botanist gathering points have been added. New items have been added to gathering points. This is going to include the possible new aether sand that will be released in patch 6.3, the new items gathered by the custom delivery client, and new items gathered from legendary nodes. Miners and botanists will be unable to attempt to obtain items with a gathering rate of 0%. If you encounter a node with a 0% gathering rate, they're basically telling you it's time to get some new gear. Collectability values will now be displayed for reference when gathering. Overall, this is going to save you time because you now know what collectability you need to achieve for whatever activity that you are doing. They already have this feature for crafting collectibles, so it's good to see that this quality of life feature is going to be implemented to gathering collectibles as well. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the fishing guide, and there are a lot of adjustments here. All of these adjustments revamped the fishing log for the better. Revealing the size and shadows for fish caught via spearfishing is going to take a lot of the guesswork out of recatching fish. Adding filters and collectability values is great as well. Fishing for collectibles is a lot different from gathering them with your botanist and miner, as the collectability values for fish sometimes vary. Having an easy way to reference collectability values is going to help a lot when farming collectibles with your fisher. You may be wondering, why aren't they including conditions and baits for the rare big fish in the game? Well, part of the fun of big fishing in Final Fantasy XIV is the discovery aspect. Discovering the optimal baits and conditions to catch big fish through testing and crowdsourcing information is one of the unique parts of big fishing in Final Fantasy XIV. If the game just told you the preferred bait of a big fish after, let's say, a lucky catch, that would just ruin the fun of the discovery aspect. So yeah, that's all I have for this video recapping the preliminary patch notes for patch 6.3. I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.